next game I need to talk about feels a bit like a fever dream. It's State of Emergency. I've never heard anyone talk about it or anyone bring it up in any sort of video. I feel like I'm the only person who's ever played it. And even then, before recording this video, I couldn't really tell you what it's about or what the goal is, and after recording this video, I couldn't really tell you what it's about or what the goal is. It was developed by Viz Entertainment and published by Rockstar in 2002. The game is set in a dystopian United States where the corporation has completely taken over and things have hit a boiling point, and now there are riots taking place which you'll take part in over the course of the game to overthrow the corporation. It's crazy how this and Smuggler's Run have nothing to do with each other, but yet feel eerily similar in terms of what game modes they offer. You have two options: Chaos, a more arcadey version of the game with a timer and a high score, or Revolution, a more objective based mode. So what do you actually do in State of Emergency? Well, the best way to describe it is if you take GTA, Crazy Taxi and a little bit of Dead Rising, mix it up in a blender, you get this game. The game modes have this unhinged chaos to them. Like Crazy Taxi, the over the top violence feels like an early 3D GTA game, and Dead Rising because, well, the first level's set in them all. I mostly played Revolution mode, which I guess is the game's campaign, and to be honest, it's quite hard to grasp what I'm actually supposed to do to progress in the game. It never tells you, you just keep doing missions I think until the game is ready to move on to the next location. The missions are the usual stuff you get in a game like this, like escort the person here, go here and take this group of enemies out, and most frustrating one, take out a certain NPC before they walk out the front door. Which is a lot harder than it looks because you can't actually lock on to a certain character to attack them, so when you're swarmed by a group of enemies, they always just end up slipping past.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
In all honesty, I wouldn't say any of this is hard, just tedious. In terms of actual gameplay, it's just a simple beat 'em up. You get a few different weapons to play around with, different melee options, a few guns and throwables. One of the most impressive things about this game is just the sheer amount of NPCs on screen at one time. They're everywhere. In terms of enemies, you'll be taking on gang members and armoured police, which don't offer a lot in variety, just some will have different weapons, which in all honesty isn't really a problem, as you get a generous amount of health and health pickups. Overall, if I had to pick a game for you not to go back to play on this list, it would be this one. Even though I do have fond memories of State of Emergency from back in the day, going back to it now doesn't really offer much depth, but is a fun little game to explore for about 5 minutes. To be honest, calling this a Rockstar game is a bit of a stretch, as it was only published by them. The developer Viz Entertainment would go on to make a sequel which Rockstar had absolutely nothing to do with, which I think's for the best, as even though it had a bit of promise, it was ultimately let down by its lack of depth. And as for the sequel, I've never played it. In fact, I didn't even know it existed until researching this video.